I see you, baby. Get your shine. Get your glow up.
What's going on, everyone? Hello, hello, hello.
What's up? What's up, everybody?
Happy Monday here in the Shine, everywhere else on the planet. It is 8 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So that means you are tuned. Your host, Rick.
And I'm Al.
And welcome back to the show. It's another Monday night. We're glad to have you all. We got you checked in on Facebook, on IG. Go ahead and check us out at color.full.circle.
I promise to pay attention to you on IG. I can't quite see you all the way over there, but I'm going to pay attention. I got you.
Or, you can log in right there.
I'm logged in.
And check it out as well. We got some people checking in on Facebook as well. What's up to you all? We'll get you started here in just a moment. Happy Monday, sir.
Happy Monday to you. You off today, huh?
You know what I mean? Well, I mean, it's still a work day because we're here.
Yeah.
this is still
good work, though.
This is good work. This is fun work, right? No shade to my job that I got right now.
I love them.
But, on my off day, I get a chance to sit back, relax, and have a what do we call these? Jello cups, not Jello shots, but Jello cups made by Chef Al. I want you to give him a little bit of information about your chef abilities. Y'all may not know that he's got some cooking abilities over here. Check it out.
I got a little bit going on, For those of you who know me, I see a lot of people online that already know me. Hey, everybody. But it's Eat by IMAY3. And I do personal chef services. I also do catering, meal planning, so meal preparation, those type of things. I enjoy doing that. You get a chance, you need to try me out. I'm not super expensive, just got to make it worth my time. You know how that works.
Come on, super expensive. I definitely he does Jello cups too if you need those as well. We got a good show planned for you tonight. We got a lot of things to cover tonight.
Yeah,
you got a lot of things to cover tonight. We got a few people checking in over here on Facebook. So what's up to Jake? He's already getting on you about your fan. That's really funny.
Hey man, I gotta have my fan everywhere I go. I need it.
Hey,
this
Jake
light is precious.
Already knows. And Jake is shouting out all the way from Maryland. Jake, what are you doing in Maryland? But thanks for listening all the way over to Maryland.
I saw him in Gettysburg. I saw him
doing some things over there in Maryland. Were you at DC Pride? Let me know if you was at DC Pride, Jake. Getting it in. Michael, the King, Franklin's checking in with us as well. Deanna, what's up to you? And Leah Brown is also. Hey, y'all. Love y'all and miss y'all from Deanna.
Sherry, I see you.
That's what's up. Thank you all so much for watching. Crystal Iris, what's up, Soror? If y'all, Crystal, do me a favor and put your information down there on the comment section here as well. We'd love to get your show information. Crystal Iris is one of the co-hosts for a show here on Intellectual Radio as well, and and a part of the best sorority out there, Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. Shout out to you, Soror. Stacey Harold is checking in. Alexander Black, what's up, sir? Brandon Rame is on, and Tisha Campbell said, "Take your bleep to work." I can't say that on IntellectualRadio.com, but we'll talk about that a little later. Let's get started with, as promised, we'll start off with the what would you do? And if that were me, last week we had a conversation or question about if in the event you happen to be out and see a couple fighting, a man beating his spouse, what would you do to jump in? Or what would you do? Excuse me. We'll tell you a little bit what we would do, but a lucky listener and watcher who got to be selected to get their comment read here aloud on the show. Check your email because we got a special prize for you for following and watching and participating here.
Listening and chiming in pays off.
It pays off. So make sure to check your email as well there to the lucky listener. I can't say the person's name because he asked to remain anonymous, but we did send an email out to you. So check that out for your prize. However, Anonymous says, when I first got to a particular department, my dad, who was a Chicago police, told me in that situation, just walk away. Reason being, no matter what happens, they are going to end up back together. He would tell me stories about what he encountered or saw firsthand, where if you broke up a fight between a couple, the female would fight him or his coworkers, being his father, or his coworkers, if they tried to stop the guy. I won't stand by and let no man just beat a woman senseless, but if they're having a heated argument, I'll walk on by.
Heated argument. Yeah, those words, that makes sense.
Right, with an argument.
A heated argument.
Heated argument, I'm walking past. Yeah. But if I just, so if that were me, I have to say, and the listener who brought this up, when we talked about it a little bit, I feel like I would have to not necessarily jump in. However, I'm getting the police involved, especially if there's physical altercation taking place.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, I'm calling the police, like, and then I might not jump all the way in, depending on how bad it is. If she's down on the ground, that I might need to jump in and pull them off. But if there's a physical altercation going on, I'm calling the police first, or if I'm with you, I'm calling the police, or one of us calling the police, and the other one jump in, something. But the police got to get involved.
I'm thinking sometimes, we say that, but that instinct that we have to protect sometimes it kicks in, and you see somebody getting beat down, a man or woman. I guess that's just me, but I just want to make sure that person is good. Sometimes I'm learning in my old age though to choose my battles because both of them end up fighting me, right. And I am not trying to deal with that.
Not at all. Not at all. But thank you so much for the anonymous feedback. Thank you for your participation.
And enjoy your gift.
Yes, please enjoy your gift. Respond to the email. Let us know you got it. And you can also check in with us and send all of your comments, questions, and concerns to color.full.circle@gmail.com. And we just might read your comment out or get your topic here on the show as well.
Might.
If you want to, you love that might. If you want to be a part of the show tonight, you feel free to check in or give us a call. The number is right there behind us, 708-223-8953. If you want to talk to us directly, we got a lot to cover tonight too, and we're really excited about the show because we got some good stuff.
Yes,
we got some good stuff.
Absolutely.
So, one of the as we're celebrating Pride, I want to take a proud moment. Happy Pride again.
Pride.
Yeah. This is all month long. I want to take a moment again and shout out two unsung heroines, and I want to hats off and shout out to Dr. Carrie Lockhart for yes, she is my sister, who posted something on her Facebook page that I thought was really worth mentioning on the show as we're talking about Pride and the events of Pride and the Stonewall riots. Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera. If you don't know these two individuals, definitely take a look at what they did to help with the Pride riots, the Stonewall riots. Mm-hmm. These two trans women of color, they were amongst the leaders that really led the rebellion to regarding the Stonewall riots. And I really think that it's worth mentioning because in the society that we live in today, our trans Black women are amongst the highest unsolved murders in the country.
Absolutely.
Highest unsolved murders in the country. And we have these two women who were trans women of color. I believe one was Black, one was Hispanic. Trans women of color who led the rebellion and made their footprint in the Stonewall riots so that we can have a Pride parade today.
Yeah, I was watching there was a documentary on PBS this weekend, Saturday night, that was really, really, it told the story of how all of it happened. And if you get a chance, look it up. I can't remember the name, but it's worth watching. It's worth knowing your history for those of you who are celebrating Pride, and even for the allies. For those of you, it's something to watch. Pride is just not an event for people to come together and get drunk and celebrate in the streets and just be. We're celebrating being proud of ourselves and proud of the people, the predecessors who came along and got everything in order and who lost their lives to make sure that we're good. Right. We got a lot of people to be proud of. But we do. A lot of people. It's something to really watch.
And they didn't. And in that documentary, if you again, I think we recorded that documentary.
Yes,
I might have fallen asleep on it. Don't judge me.
Definitely fell asleep.
However, you know what? There were a lot of white men in that. They showcased a lot of white men in that. But here you have two trans women of color, and I'm sure there was so many people of color.
Let me tell you. Yeah, they showcased the white men because those white men were in drag. Those were the people.
There you go.
They were in drag doing this. And so we salute them because it was a time when what we have now, all of the technology and all of the advancements in surgery and all those different things were not taking place then. And if they were, it was against the law. So, well, at that time, being gay was against the law.
I know, right? If you were dressing in drag, you had to have three articles of clothing
that
belong to
your gender,
your cisgender.
Yes,
which is crazy.
I couldn't imagine. I imagine. I remember the first part of my life. So to think about having to live a whole life being in a body that's didn't even feel like yours, not even yours. Man, that had to be crazy. But yeah,
Had to be.
Yeah,
Had to be. So shout out to I don't even know if Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera are still alive, but
and forgive us for not knowing.
Dr. Carrie Lockhart, thank you so much for sharing that on your page. Please, by all means, if you got information, details about things that should be celebrated, I'm always looking for those topics to bring up on the show. Shoot us an email at color.full.circle@gmail.com, and we'll take a look.
And you can hit us in the DM on color.full.circle in IG, where we're up and live there as well. And we're also color.full.circle on Facebook.
I don't know about being all in the DMs. Like, folks don't do right in the DMs.
No, they'll do right in the DMs if you show them how to act right in the DMs. You just got to show them how to act.
Fingers crossed. Y'all act right in the DMs. All right.
Via DMs, so act right. All right.
You heard it here first.
Hey, Charlene.
Do a quick check-in. So Lance Stepney, if you're still watching, what's going on, Lance? Miss Linda Lockhart is watching. Hey, Mom Linda. Michael Rosenfeld, Vincent Pruitt, Ryan Keek, David Kozak. Jess Lotz is watching. Jess, thank you so much.
We had a wonderful time.
So much for those tickets. If you have not gotten out to see any symphony orchestra, I suggested, but we got a chance, thanks to Jess Lotz, to check out the Chicago Symphony Orchestra this weekend.
It was amazing.
What an amazing experience for musicians, for people who enjoy music, just all around.
If you want
really
excellence,
great
if you want to experience excellence, that's definitely a place to go.
The director was Simone Young, who I believe is an Australian director.
She's not my sister.
Right. They're no relation, but she might be somewhere down the line.
I mean, hey,
but put on just a wonderful performance. And most of the people were engaged in the performance. There was someone who
mother had a problem. It was a lady in front of us. She
threw about
it was too soothing for her.
It was after the intermission. It was over for her. I don't know how much she had to drink and celebrate the
at 9 o'clock. It was a wrap.
It was a wrap for her. She couldn't hold that head up.
It was over.
But I really enjoyed the bass section. Like, I loved watching, and I never really thought, to me, being in the band in high school, the trombones, the brass section was always my thing. Like, I love the trombones, of course, because that's what I played, but I love the brass section. No shade to the woodwinds.
Did you play the trombone because you were tall enough?
That's exactly why I played the trombone.
Yeah, look at that.
And really, it was easy. But it's true. It's really why I got away with playing trombone all 4 years of high school. It was the easiest instrument to me that appeared easy to me. However, I'd played a little bit in high school, but I really enjoyed the stand-up basses. Is that what the instrument's called?
Yeah,
is it stand-up? Yeah. Bass. I loved what they did and the way that they hold the bottom for the whole orchestra. Like, it was amazing to watch them. They just looked like gentlemen. But I wonder why there were no women. If y'all know some women stand-up bassists, I'd love to reach out to them and talk to them, because the whole section was men.
It was the only section, though, that didn't have everybody in it. And it's no big deal. I just feel like nobody, that's just the way it was. But I like to see all the different types of men, if you will, playing it, and they're all their hands and
going the same way.
It was great.
The plucks and whatnot, and
we're really getting into our nerd side. It's okay.
It's all right. It was musicians.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, absolutely.
I read music, so I'm a musician. It's fine.
Yeah, it was incredibly soothing, and it was definitely something to watch. And you need to if you have children, bring your children. Get them accustomed to seeing things of excellence, seeing how people come together and how to sit. Because I think that's a lost art.
It is a lost art.
How to sit during a concert when a piece is 20 minutes long.
Yes,
it really is. It was definitely worth the watch. It was definitely worth the time. We totally enjoyed ourselves.
Shout out to you, Jess Lotz. Yes. Thank you so much for that. I was really surprised. We kind of talked about this while we were there. There weren't a lot of black people there. There weren't a lot of people of color. I mean, there was one in the bass section, gentleman who I think he might have been a person of color. But as far as the audience was concerned, there were a couple. There weren't really a lot. And I read in the program that there is a what's called the AAN, or African American Network, for the Chicago Symphony Orchestra.
Okay.
That I think that the goal is to try to reach, people of communities of color, able to have access and exposure to cultural things like that, specifically the orchestra. And I really think people should take advantage of that, especially our communities, to just get a chance to listen to music that is well put together, Well,
I remember back when I was in grammar school, we went all the time. We went almost every year, and I think this is just a part of being victims of the school district and everything that goes along with that. The arts, that's where they lose first. Being able to go and see these things, it was a field trip for us, and we went to see it. Our band, but I happened to be in one of the greatest bands in Illinois. I'm going to say that. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but beep beep. The band was amazing. If anybody is watching from, and I'm not even talking about Hillcrest Band, although Hillcrest Band was great. I'm talking about Prairie Hills Junior High School. My 7th and 8th grade.
You went all the way back to junior high?
Our junior high was amazing. We used to do shows. We would go and do events and parties and things of that nature. We couldn't even, it was that's what we were about, so I don't mean to toot it, but sometimes you gotta toot it.
Well, listen, sure.
People go to these, Catholic high schools and have this Catholic education.
All right, so we got Trisha Stank is checking in. Miss Alfreda Young is checking in as well.
Sister. Hello, Frida.
Charlene is here with us. Clemente is there. Gerald, what's going on? And
Lenny.
Michelle McCrae. Miss Sherry Berry is watching. What up, sis? Naomi Connor. Lenny is here. Miss Ethel Flowers. Marvin Michaela. Josh Chaika is in with us.
Hey, brother.
Veronica's here. Marcus Isaac is also watching. RDC
what's up, Marcus?
said, what's up? Marco Pastor's in with us as well, and Gloria Prowell, and Mr. Shane Harris. Miss Teresita Cruz, what's up, TT?
Hey.
Jake asked, so you peaked in 6th grade. So let's talk about a couple of things in our chit-chat section.
Jake, I have a word for you, but I'll share that via text.
Because it probably can't be said on IntellectualRadio.com.
Radio.
All right, so real quick, last week we talked a little bit about When They See Us, and we talked.
Hope everybody got to see it today.
We're still not going to give out spoilers.
We're not getting
okay. No, we can give out spoilers. I'm ready to give out spoilers.
Oh no!
Can we please give out spoilers?
Let me hold him back. I'll hold him back.
Because if you ain't seen it by now, shame on you. You get to see it. It's been out.
It's definitely something to watch. But we'll talk about some of the ramifications from that. Let's do that. Can we do that?
Yeah, we can do that.
Because
I got my Jello cup. I'm ready. Let's talk. Y'all ain't seen it yet. Shame on you. So
yeah. Well, let's talk about the fact that the fallout from this, although the case was solved, well, the gentlemen were exonerated in what year?
2000. This is like a test. And I know I watched the documentary. What year was it? 2014.
Sure. No, it wasn't. I'm not quite sure. But
did you put me on the spot? You didn't know?
Yeah, and I didn't know. I didn't know.
What about
escaped my mind? It escaped my mind. But it was exonerated. They were exonerated. Okay, so now we just saw this in 2019. Right. No matter what, it was years ago. Years ago. I can't see that they're telling me on the screen when it was. Somebody type it in on
2012.
Okay. 2012. Okay. They were exonerated in 2012. But what's her name?
Linda Fairstein. I got one right.
That wasn't
open books. Open book right here. Open book test. Linda Fairstein.
Yeah. She did not get any ramifications until this movie came out.
Listen.
This happened. She was exonerated. They were exonerated years ago. She didn't get anything until we found out. We knew about it, but when it's to Ava, say her name again.
Ava Duvernay.
Duvernay, yeah, great. We love her.
Thank you.
Yes, we really appreciate you for putting this together.
And we had to get it right because we didn't really quite know it last week because it was one of those that escaped our minds and we didn't get a chance to research it before the show how to pronounce it. But Ava DuVernay, thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Because it laid it out for us and it allowed us to see exactly what happened. And because of this, it created such an uproar that she was dropped from the executive, from the 501c3 she was a part of. She was dropped from her publishing house. All these different things.
Finally.
Because this story was concocted to save her.
Now,
and it really was to save her.
And here's the thing. I don't understand. Again, shout out to Ava DuVernay because she's been pulling together movies and she's doing her thing. Like she is doing her thing. Right. But it took her documentary for people to call out the foolishness, the BS that she pulled, that the whole entire system was rigged against them. But
Absolutely.
she called that out. She was able to call that out in her documentary, and now we're able to hold or to have these repercussions with for Linda Fairstein. But if this hadn't been put out there,
would any of this have happened?
Would it have even happened? Which is why I had the question about hey, you know, being what it is, the president had all of these wonderful things to say about the Central Park Five and wanted to do all these wonderful things to the Central Park Five, and has he apologized for it? No, he in fact said that he still thinks they're guilty, and
because he doesn't want to be wrong,
and took out a bounty for them.
Yeah, he the first thing, well, you'll see about it, but he paid like, what is it, $85,000 to get the
full page ads out?
Full page ad, because he wanted to reinstate the death penalty to make sure that they were eligible for it and all this other stuff. And it's in the movie. You got to watch the movie. You know, it's really sad, but he won't retract his statement because he is who he is. And I don't have to be politically correct with him. I think he's a complete, not a nice person.
That sounds like something he would say. Well done.
Yes. I just think he's a mean. What would he say? Dirty, I think it was, dirty, or nasty. Because then he called the Duchess of Sussex nasty. Yes, he did. He also called the Speaker of the House,
Nancy Pelosi, nasty.
Yes, he called her a nasty woman.
Yes.
And I've seen his wives.
All right.
Speaking of nasty women, that's right. Pleased to meet you. Think I want to tell you my name. Don't you believe in mystery? Don't you want to play my game?
Stop it before we have to pay royalties.
Listen.
All the way back.
I've seen too much of his wife.
All the way back to
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, what do you do with your spare time? So I really want to implore you all to go out, watch the Netflix series. When They See Us, get a full understanding. And as everybody has been talking about, man, feel every emotion that you can feel. There's not much that we can do for these five right now. Maybe in your position you can, and if you can't do it, but celebrate them, feel their pain, feel their struggle, feel the helplessness, feel every emotion out there that they had to suffer and be put through, and their families had to suffer and be put through for the duration of this whole entire thing.
Absolutely.
And again, shout
out. They're doing
to,
great things.
Yeah,
they're doing great things.
They really are. They really are.
Besides having kids, did you see one of them has 10 kids?
Yes.
I need him to get some rest.
He had to
go to bed.
He had to go hard when he got out.
No pun intended.
Well, kind of.
He needs to get a little rest. I mean, he just keep going. I mean, shout out to the people who have 10 kids. I mean, my mother used to tell us all the time, you can have 2, you can have 10. Says the woman that only had 2 kids.
As long as you can take care of them.
Just take care of them. And I mean, it's a great thing.
Some of y'all don't need to have kids. Shout out to what's up to Juan Bees more. Said you are failed, Rick. I know what that means in Spanish. I'll talk to you later. Michael, the King Franklin, is mad about that. I understand, Michael, and I would love to chat with you offline about some of the involvement from your perspective because of the career line that you're in. I really want to get your insight on some of that. Sasha Morales, Laura Weathers, and
that's Lolo.
Sam is
Lolo
checking in, and Miss Kiki is checking in. What's up, y'all? All right, so let's move on to.
Wait, can I say this first?
Go ahead.
You want to see a really quick conversation happen? Let's have this. So Kevin Durant was brought back. He was able to play tonight in the NBA Finals.
All right. Okay. So now that we're moving on. All right. So I don't even know what that was about.
Because
speaking of, and since the whole show is about
sports, we can talk about sports.
We sure can.
We can do that. Can we do that?
And let's talk about sports. So Beyonce was at the Warriors game. Beyonce was at the Warriors game the other night. And I don't know if you all have seen this meme yet.
We love Beyonce. She's the queen.
The queen.
Queen.
I mean, hey, you do your thing all the time.
Yeah.
And congratulations to your husband for entering the Billionaire Club by himself. Billionaire Club by himself. He didn't even need B's money. Yeah, He's in the Billion Club all by himself with all of the things he has going on. Congratulations to him. He ain't paying us no money, but hey, shout out to you anyway. Having said that, though, we're watching the Billions series.
Please watch it.
Check that out.
Billions on Showtime.
Just giving some insight on the way some people think. We need to step our game up and how we think. But Beyonce at the Warriors game. Whew. So if y'all haven't seen this meme, she was sitting next to, in between her good husband and the wife of the owners of the Warriors, right? And
Yes, Warrior, somebody,
whoever she
Karen
is,
or somebody.
yeah, Becky, Susie, whatever her name is. So Michael said thumbs down to Kevin Durant, and Jake said Toronto is up 3 minutes left in the first. Thanks. It's on actually out in the lobby. We're not
Kevin
watching.
Durant just needs a brush to brush down that hair.
Most of them really do.
Oh my God. Okay.
So if you haven't seen it, the wife was attempting to speak to or get an order of a drink order from Jay-Z, and
This is where we're gonna stop the story right there. This is where we're gonna stop the story right there.
Get the story out.
No, we're gonna stop the story because I'm gonna tell you why I think the story should be stopped, and it's because that was her first mistake. Beyonce is sitting between this woman and Beyonce's husband. Okay, if the woman wanted to go get drinks for Beyonce and her husband, she could ask Beyonce, who's been married to him for some time, what does your husband want to drink? I'm going to get drinks for both of you. Don't reach past Beyonce to talk to her husband. First of all, you in my personal space. Second of all, you can ask me. I'm right here.
And that was the claim, that it was loud in there.
Excuse me, reaching past. So Beyonce looked justifiably.
She looked annoyed.
Irritated.
She did. And then it was even a moment where, again, this meme really cracked me up, y'all. This whole video cracked me up. So the wife is trying to reach over to ask Jay-Z what he wanted to drink. Beyonce they try to shrug it off, and Jay-Z and Beyonce are waving at somebody on the other side of the court.
Which was a great picture. It was a great photo op, and they got it.
It was. And then, so she comes back again. And that's where Beyonce is annoyed. Like, did she try again to try to get this drink order?
She's going across her. It was just too much.
Well,
I think some people don't understand personal space, and I think that sometimes you got to check people to tell them, look, this is my box. Please stay out of my box. She's coming over to the box, and I need her to.
I'm learning.
Jay-Z is over on the other side.
There's some cultures who don't really know about personal space. It's in their culture that they don't.
Just some people too.
She's not it. This chick, she wasn't part of that culture. But anyway, So in the midst of her trying to get Jay-Z's order, the video and meme has been exploited, but it shows Beyonce kind of giving a shrug and a shoulder to the wife.
Beyonce adjusted. She adjusted that woman out of her space. Is what she did. You asking her man what he wants to drink. Ask his wife.
So
she's right there.
That's true. That's true.
Hey, Beyonce, listen. What does Jay-Z want to drink? I'm going to get you guys drinks. Thank you for coming. I know I've asked you 4 times to come because these are the facts.
Right.
I've asked you 4 times to come to the game.
They've been asked several times to come to the game.
I want to get you drinks. You have unlimited. When you sit, we know this.
Right.
From sitting where you sit, when you sit in that row, you have unlimited pretty much everything.
So what you all might not have caught is he just said, we know this because we got a chance to sit courtside at a Bulls game.
For my birthday.
And when we sat courtside at a Bulls game, yes, those drinks are unlimited.
And free.
It takes a bit for the server to come around, but yes, they do. And shout out to.
But what we love about them is that they'll say, "What do you want?" and then they'll bring you 2 of them.
They did the Bulls game, and we didn't know.
We don't want them to get in trouble, so don't tell anybody if that's what.
Well, I think they're supposed to. It's fine.
Okay, great.
However, shout out to Carl Bridges for those tickets. The crowd was great. Sitting courtside, we were at the game. We didn't know who any of the players were for the Bulls.
Not a one.
We actually got a chance to watch Toronto Raptors play the Bulls, who are now playing for the final championship.
Yes.
There's a full circle moment. I got to come up with a bell for that. There's a full circle moment there. Now, Beyonce shrugged the wife with a shoulder, or at least that's what the meme in the video got exploited to look like.
She adjusted the crap out of it.
I took a minute to look at the video a little bit closely, and all she really did was reposition herself so that she didn't have to be really bothered with this woman anymore, because she looked.
Jake, you remember this violin?
Justifiably annoyed. So she just kind of resituated herself, but it looked like she shouldered the woman and elbowed the woman, and she didn't. She didn't. But the woman, the wife, whatever her name is,
yes, she did,
got bullied on social media so much that she had to cancel her Instagram and her social media accounts.
Beehive.
All because of something that was misinterpreted.
Better leave that woman alone.
We're gonna come back to that.
Okay.
We're gonna come back to that. But we keep that in mind for this conversation tonight. However, if you haven't seen it, go ahead and check it out. It was actually pretty funny to me. Shout out to the Carter family. Hashtag it's above me now. It's above me now. I've been waiting to use this, and I haven't had a chance to use it. But I when the time is right, I'm going to use it. Have you seen hashtag it's above me now, Al?
Yes, I have. Absolutely. It is one of the funniest things I've seen because you got to know how to handle things when they happen. And I think that this young man handled it best the way he did.
Before we jump into that, real quick, I'm going to read. Lakeisha said, Kiki said, hey, now say it again, Al. She was talking about you and your comments about her being in a personal space with Beyonce. And Michael the King Franklin, a couple of years ago, Jay was in the same position, but nobody said anything. Well, Michael, he's a billionaire now.
But Jay-Z did what Jay-Z did what pit bulls do. All he did was turn and looked.
And left it alone from there.
And he left it alone. See, sometimes your bluff got to be like that. Well, all you got to do is turn and look. Jay-Z is Jay-Z, Beyonce is Beyonce. She had to adjust because she had to adjust that woman out of space.
I got to see that. I didn't see when Jay-Z was there.
Yeah,
all right, so hashtag it's above me now. This young man working at one of the hotels, I think it was a Holiday Inn or something like that. I don't remember what it was.
It wasn't the Best West.
Received a phone call from a woman, and she was, I guess, upset or frustrated, and had the audacity to call him an F and N on the phone. Yes. And when she came in with her daughter and to check in for her room, said hotel clerk was there and called her out on it and would not budge, would not let her check in. In fact, told her that the Best Western is next door.
Yes.
And continued to refer to the whole situation as it's above me now. And I just want to shout out this young man for handling the situation the way that he did.
His head.
And he kept his head.
He kept his head.
He did.
In a time when you have to know when you have to, and that's the thing about these businesses.
Kiki said Marriott.
Oh,
thanks, Kiki.
We love you, Kiki.
Appreciate that.
She's our correspondent. She's gonna give us our information. Thank you so much. Kiki's on location.
But right. But I appreciate what he did.
Yeah,
I did, and I hope that when they ushered them over to the Best Western, first I hope that the Marriott did something about their whole account if they even had one, but the Best Western didn't accept them either.
So the thing was, she had her mom had died or something.
Yeah, her mom had died.
And she was coming in for the funeral or something was happening. Something high stress. We get it.
She was in tears. She played the victim.
Yeah, she was.
Right. Full circle. We're gonna come back to that.
She was in tears about it. Can you please just give me a room? I'm sorry. I got frustrated on the phone when I was talking to you, and I called you an effing N. So here's my problem. If I'm frustrated and I'm talking to somebody on the phone who's going to help me do what I need, I'm going to say, I'm sorry. I'm a bit frustrated. My mom, this happened and I need your help. Is there anything you could do? This woman called
this young man
out of his name. And when she came in person to try to get it all taken care of, he politely refused her and referred her to the Best Western.
The Best Western's
and
next
the
door.
more she talked, he just kept saying,
it's above me now. And I just think that was great. That was fantastic.
It was.
As our topic tonight, I think that he was faced with a challenging situation where she tried to bully him on the phone, and he just happened to respond with, I'm not going to be able to help you.
I'm not going to be able to help you.
Not today.
Come in person and talk about it. We got to move around.
Bam. So... Yo, do you have anything else for our chit chat section before we move on?
You know what? I really don't. I think we did pretty good.
Hey, shout out to Aurora, Illinois, for having your Pride celebration. Apparently, it got canceled.
Money together,
and the community came together to have a Pride parade on their own. Nice job, Aurora. Love is love.
Yeah, absolutely. The whole community was out.
The entire community,
and everybody was celebrating, and it looked like a great time. It looked like a great time.
So should we tell them the secret about Chicago's Pride Parade?
Not yet. We'll save it.
We want to save it?
Yeah, let's save it.
Oh, all right. Well,
Rick's going to be the the marshal.
No, that's Lori. I'm pretty sure Lori Lightfoot's got that one all covered. I'm pretty sure Lori Lightfoot's going to do. She's going to be the Grand Marshal with the Pride Parade of Chicago with no quorums. Yo, why doesn't Oak Park? Never mind. Anyway, but shout out to Aurora, Illinois, for you all putting together your own Pride Parade. That was awesome of you all.
And before we move on, I'm sorry to go back. I was reading, first of all, shout out to the L. Bernard Jakes. Yes.
Big brother.
Absolutely. He typed, the funniest thing about racists is how they get offended when they're called out on their overt racism. Own it. As stupid as it is, own it. Absolutely.
Okay, let's put this out there on the table. All right, and it might offend some people to say it, but I'm just gonna have to put it out there and say it. These Jello cups are doing amazing things. When you play in the victim, and we find this in a certain community specifically, there's a certain community specifically that likes to play the victim and cry tears in situations where they've messed up, and they expect for the people who they've messed up or messed over to be sympathetic to their plight.
You know what? And I always do this because I want to remain fair because that's who I am.
All right.
But there's a certain mindset. That whole I don't want to. It's not even throw the rock and hide your hand, because that's not what it is. It is you could dish it, but you can't take it. You do something. You do something. Can I say policy?
Sure.
You do something
because you said it
with
anyway.
Guts.
You already said it.
Yeah. You do something and you have guts. Okay. You do this, and then when somebody says don't do that, then you're upset. Oh my God, I can't believe. Why did you? I can't. They're bullying me. They're beating up on me because no. See, here's the thing. You're not gonna slap me in my face and not expect for me to react.
It's above me now.
You're not gonna just say anything you want to say to me, and then when I say it back, or when I react, or when I decide not to fool with you anymore. Because that's the whole thing.
That is the whole thing.
If I decide not to deal with you, and even my business decides not to deal with you because, it's above me, and the people that are above me said don't do it either.
Right.
I love that.
Them that are above me said don't do it.
The people above me said don't do it.
Don't you do it.
Best Western next door. Move around.
Bam. So Ricardo is checking in. Mitch Trujillo checked in as well, saying Superman talking about bullying tonight. So the Superman had to be in place for it. And Khadijah's watching. What's going on, Khadijah? SD Hayes, Tara Mercedes Sanchez, Harry's W. Freeze the third. And Mick said that's WPS. That is definitely some WPS. Sonia Marrero is watching. Nice job yesterday. Shout out to you too as well.
Absolutely.
At your achievements with the Youth Day
celebration. No, let me sing it.
Again, if y'all want to ask Mr. Al to sing, 708-223-8953. He might do it.
Come to West Point Missionary Baptist Church on Sundays.
That's it. That'll work. DC Pride. There was a gunman with a BB gun.
Like shooting puppies with a BB gun.
I don't know how I feel about that, so we're gonna move around on that one. However, they caught him. I don't know. I haven't got any other details about if the gentleman was.
It created a stampede.
And now these people are hurt. Don't pull that at the Chicago parade. All right. I don't care. Listen, I will fight. All right. Maybe I won't.
Okay. So here's the thing that I found funny about that. They did on the news after they showed the thing happening, the I don't want to say the stampede or whatever, like right. They showed you how to avoid that situation if it happens.
Avoid a stampede?
Yeah, they had this man that showed you how to do it. Mm-hmm. He had like 15 people and they did a whole scenario. It was about 3 to 4 minutes of how to do this.
Was it on the news?
It was on Channel 7, your favorite.
Yes, Channel 7. Well done, Channel 7.
Yeah.
Channel 7 is everything. Yeah. ABC News. Shout out to y'all, the whole crew, Channel 7.
Boring.
We gonna
Channel
get
9, I love you.
With Channel 7, Channel 9. That's just what we do. Channel 7 is the best, though. ABC, all day, all over the place, too. See? Even want to think so. All right, let's get to our topic tonight.
Because we do have a topic.
We do have a topic. We just had to get some of those things off our chest.
We could do this for a minute, but
Gabriel Gutierrez is watching what's going on. All right, so we decided to tackle a topic tonight because it's something that not only in the LGBTQ community, but just all over the place in several different facets of life. And we wanted to talk to you all about it tonight. So continue your comments going there. If you are commenting on IG, we apologize that my host here didn't bring another form of reading those comments all the way close to us. And he's old, so he can't see, and my glasses don't really work.
Those words look like gibberish, but we're going to respond when I get to you.
However, if you want to come on over to Facebook, we do have your comments going live stream here. We want to talk to you all tonight about bullying.
Can I read this first before we move around?
Yeah, of course. Oh, yeah.
Because he's another one. He's a word on the street. El Bernard Jakes, the commentary. You want to talk about a wise man?
An extremely wise man. An extremely wise man. I wasn't. My Jello cup hasn't hit yet.
Super wise. Wow. To sit up under him is amazing. But he said, can we please let anti-pride loyalists know they aren't invited to celebrate pride? Having a diatribe about why you aren't celebrating pride is, well, dumb. You weren't invited to celebrate anyway. Too much energy is being spent by anti-pride loyalists talking about why the LGBTQIA community shouldn't be proud and it's anti-intelligent.
You know what? Let's talk about that for a second. Right? Let me put it for a second. Let me talk about it for a second. Real quick before we get to our topic. Let me piggyback on that, because if you didn't know, Boston is organizing a straight pride.
Get out of here. Knock it off.
Have fun with that.
Knock it off.
Have fun with that. Shout out to Tina Alba for checking in. Alberto Hernandez and George Fernandez. Jorge, what's going on, sir? Hey, all the way from over in Jersey. Yeah, Boston is doing a straight pride.
Knock it off. We're talking about bullying.
All right.
El Bernard Jakes, thank you for that. That puts it really great. He has a way with words.
He does.
Because the way I would say it would not be able to be on intellectual radio.
I mean, he has his doctorate. That's doctor.
Come on now. All those bars.
Right. All right. So bullying. So you got some notes about what bullying is.
Okay, because I want to make sure that my whole thing, when we talk about this, I want to talk about, are you being bullied or are you the bully? I think that should be, we should kind of put up what each one of them, who they are.
Hey, Miss Betty Price, what's going on, Mama?
Don't you think so?
I think so.
Okay, so I looked it up, of course, and it's like what it says. A bully is a person who uses strength or power to harm or intimidate those who are weaker. They use superior strength or influence to intimidate someone, typically to force him or her to be what one wants. That's what a bully is.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you just stop? You just said okay. You thinking about that?
I am for a second, because I mean that's a lot to process.
It's a whole lot. So I'm gonna do like back in the day with the evangelist on the radio. He say, read for me. A bully is a person who uses strength, but it is a person who uses strength or power to harm or intimidate those who are weaker. And I think that can be for kids or adults, right?
It could be.
Okay. So, yeah, to be a lot to process. Yeah, when you think of bullying, when you break it down,
I mean, because I think the general topic or the general idea of a bully is in school, right? Kids that are getting bullied by other kids in higher grades or in the same grade, or cool kids, or different groups or what have you. You think about it in a sense of elementary school, high school type areas. No one ever really thinks of bullying in other aspects of life. And I think that that's some of the things that we wanted to kind of talk about tonight with you all. Bullying in a work setting, right? Where you're being bullied by your boss, or you're being bullied by some other form of leadership or empowered individual, or maybe even just a coworker who has seniority, right? And they're being a bully. Being bullied in your family, right? We know that in especially especially in Black families, right? We got things that get passed down from generation to generation.
Oh, but I'm in watching I watch a lot of TV, but in watching watching what's the show that you like?
I got a
The
couple
Blue
shows.
Bloods.
Oh, Blue Bloods. Yeah.
There's it ain't no black. It ain't just a black thing. We can
You're
speak
right.
from that because we are
You're
black.
right. That's what I'm saying. Like in the black families, yes,
Surprise!
because we're
I'm
right.
black.
We're black. If you see us on camera, we are black.
Yeah,
But
but
depends on what day. Some days I'm Puerto Rican.
oh,
Other days I'm Dominican. It's a thing. Get into it. Wanda got 2 cents over there too. I don't understand what's taking place.
Yeah.
But so, but it does happen in other families that things get passed down from generation to generation. I just made the point that it happens in black families because we are black.
yes, and to see it, different icing, but the same cake with bullying, with especially in the families.
Sure.
I feel like there's bullying that happens that I don't think a lot of it is intentional, but it's bullying nonetheless.
I mean, sure.
Well,
You had some. You had some assessments over there that you pulled up, and I'm interested to hear about those assessments because when you talk about people who don't know if they're bullying, here's a resource that might help out to let you know if you're being a bully or not. Real quick before you do though, the doctor has chimed in again. Boston having a straight pride is comparable to when others have begun to have their lives matter quote unquote movements. Saying Black Lives Matter doesn't mean other lives don't. Having the LGBTQIA community celebrate who they are doesn't mean that others shouldn't be proud of who they are. This is ridiculous. Thank you so much for that.
Jake also wrote, I read an interesting article on about how pride should be celebrated by straight people. It's not for us, it's not a gimmick. It's something that we should respect more than celebrate. I get that. I get that about allowing them to, that they should have that that the right to be able to have it. But it's like I screenshot it. I gotta find it. It's bear with me. Don't you're judging. But I did this on purpose because I wanted to make sure that people understood why there had to be a pride.
Well, I mean, the Stonewall riots started, but go ahead.
Gay pride was not born of a need to celebrate being gay, but our right to exist without persecution. So instead of wondering why there isn't a straight pride movement, be thankful
that
you don't need one.
Yeah, I love that. That was going around.
Yeah, that was one that went around that helped to put it in perspective. It's almost like saying, "Hey, we're over here. This happened," and I get that. So, but we're gonna go back because I didn't want to go over those. Hey, Angela, we see you, and Sarah, we see you too.
What's up, Jimmy Rich? Thank you for watching. So, bullying.
I'm gonna read the assessment.
Read the assessment. So check this out.
These are.
And we'll post this on our
I'll post it in the comments.
The color. No, we can post it on the colorful circle page. Yeah. So check this assessment out. Take this assessment, give it to your kids maybe or some of your other family members, and check and see who's been a bully. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is if you are the bully. Okay. Have you ever been told to stop your taunting behavior because it was hurtful, but you didn't stop? If somebody told you that you offended them or something happened, but you didn't stop, that's they say that's one of the ways to think about that.
Okay.
Now I'm reading this. This is an assessment that I found online. I'm gonna go on down, chime in the comments. We are here for it. Okay.
Right. If that's you, as the pastors used to say, just say ouch.
Right.
Or you can just put the little hand raised emoji. You don't have to.
Or I just want you to chime in. I want to hear what you think about it.
Right.
Do you make jokes about someone's looks that makes other kids or adults laugh, but make the victim of your jokes uncomfortable?
Well, I feel like people do that all the time, right? Especially in every community, really. Like we talk about people at their amusement, but I guess it's.
I think he's a bully.
Am I a bully?
I think
right.
He's a bully.
Yeah, exactly. I was just saying, am I a bully? Because I think everybody talks about everybody, right? Like it's a thing.
Everybody doesn't, but let me just keep reading.
All right.
This ain't about us.
Oh man, I might be a bully.
It's not about us. Just, like if you can't say amen, say ouch. Okay. Have you ever been told you were mean or were being a bully to someone?
I haven't. Nope. I'm a nice guy.
Jackson said you're a bully. I'm joking. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. Have you ever felt like what you were doing was okay because the other person deserved it?
Well,
I'm gonna keep going.
well, I mean,
I'm reading this because I want to put it on the page.
That's fine.
But okay. Have you ever felt like what you were doing was okay because the other person did the same thing to you or to others?
Why is that a bad thing? Getting even? That's just getting even. Why is that a bad thing? Getting even is a thing.
Come on. Have you ever felt what you were doing was okay because everyone else around you was laughing?
Not necessarily.
I'm just keeping the party going. Everybody laughing. Let's keep the party going.
I mean,
okay.
But if somebody's feelings are getting hurt, I'm not one to hurt other people.
Okay, so let me stop you. A lot of times you don't know when you're hurting somebody's feelings right then.
Ron Long, what's going on? Thanks
because
for checking in.
They'll when you're being hurt, especially when you're in a group setting, you're not trying to be the one to tell people you're hurting my feelings. Stop this. Especially when everybody's laughing.
You're right.
That's the bullying aspect of it.
That's very true.
I have more. I'm moving on. Let's see. Oh no, that's not the one. Go next one. Okay. Have you ever continued your behavior even though the target of your actions is clearly upset?
By the way, for those of you that are watching and listening, he did not read these to me beforehand. This is all new. I've not read any of these or heard any of these, so I'm really kind of taking this assessment along with you all. If you all are enjoying this assessment, please feel free to comment in the comment section on Facebook or IG, and we'll post this on the page a little later on too as well for you to take.
Do you sometimes get a rush of excitement when you are able to put someone else down?
No, that's never a thing. That's horrible. People who do that are just terrible. Terrible people. Seriously, I don't know.
Would you feel uncomfortable saying or doing a behavior that is hurtful to someone in front of an adult, like a coach, a teacher, a principal, parent, or other authority figure? I guess that's that's for children, for younger children, or just to be in front of people,
like the person that could potentially hold your promotion in their hand or could increase your pay rate or whatever. Yeah, that's the thing. Dejan, what's going on at I help?
Hey. When confronted about your behavior towards others, have you ever used the line, "I was only joking around," or "It was no big deal"?
I had to think about that for a second because I think I might have a few times.
I think we all have been. I'm not gonna say we all because somebody's gonna be out there say I've never done that.
I mean, but all of those. I mean, that's one or two of those bullet points we do.
And good for you.
People have done.
Good for you.
That's just common behavior.
Yeah, good for you,
brother Charles Talbot. What's going on, Mob? Thanks for checking in.
But I know that I'm guilty of a couple of those things, and I think this assessment is great because
it really allows you
to check yourself. Now, you may agree with it, you may not agree with it, but you need to have some type of basis because a lot of times what I'm learning, because when you stop learning, you're dead. But what I'm learning is a lot of the things that you were a victim of, either you start victimizing people with that, doing that to them. And I had to check myself. In reading this, I had to check myself.
I know there's some things there that I'm. So maybe if you take the assessment and you answer yes to all of those, but there's also some other bullet points to kind of explain a little bit of what those questions look like.
Yeah, and I didn't read the commentary under each bullet point. Right. So I want you to go and I want you to read that and I want you to comment on those on our Facebook page. But
here's the question though. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I mean when we talk about things like, yes, all of us have done some of those things, maybe not all of those things, but we might have been the person who was the instigator in those scenarios or situations to those questions. But Jake asked the question, would you agree most bullying comes as a form of insecurity?
Absolutely.
I think it is. I'm pretty absolutely, yeah, definitely it is.
In the readings that we're going to put on the page, you'll see that it talks about that, because you'll definitely see it. It's great.
But my question is, and maybe it's just a little bit of devil's advocate here, but I'm curious: are we being a little too sensitive in how we approach bullying? You know, I know that you said once before how you were taught to respond to bullies growing up, right? And I don't know if you
Mhm.
want to share that or not, but you know how you were taught to respond to either bullying or this one bully in particular.
Me?
Yes, you.
Yeah.
How Mama told you to
Oh yeah.
respond to that.
Oh yeah.
You know, I think are we being too sensitive? Are we crippling our kids if we are if we address it in the manner of that's coddling them?
Can I say this though? Can I start? Oh yes. Can I start? I'm still getting used to this whole
I know it's
talking in the
fine.
mic and all
It's
this
a
other
thing.
stuff.
You'll
And,
get it.
but um, I think that that society right now, as a person that's been bullied, and from what I'm reading, I've bullied. Uh, there are some times that we hide behind things. I don't want to read this. I want to read this what El Bernard Jakes just put. Um, Alfred and Rick. I've been called a bully because I'm in charge. Being in charge means I have discretion on how I want things to go. When the person doesn't like what I direct them to do, as it is in direct contradiction to what they want to do, I get labeled as a bully. I don't adhere to it, but here's my question for you both, as well as your listening audience. Can a person who is in charge of the overall execution of whatever they've been placed to lead be considered a bully if they know what's best? And I wanted to read that before I said what I said, because I
Great
I
question.
I get that. That's the thing, when you know what's supposed to happen and you know how things go, and I'm telling you to do something and it's an order because I'm in charge. Is that bullying? That's not bullying to me.
I would disagree, and here's why I would disagree. The only reason why I would throw this disagreement in there is because, and we may have different leadership styles. If in the event I want my team to get something done, it's not. I don't order them to do it.
Mhm.
For me, it becomes more of a coaching opportunity, right? And it might take a little bit longer, but I think that the end result is that they don't feel bullied. They feel empowered to make the choice to do what it is that we need to get done, and
But
feel engaged and encouraged because they were part of the discussion to get it done.
so let me say this. I feel
But I don't
like
necessarily think it's bullying.
no, I
Some
don't
people
think
might, but some people might feel it's bullying.
I feel like from being a person that has been in charge and is in charge of things, and you are too. I know people will put you in a position where anytime you tell them to do something that they don't want to do, um, that they don't want to do, then you're bullying them.
What do you mean?
They because they don't agree with it, because they don't understand it. Then if you tell them that that's what they have to do, especially if it's a part of a job or it's a part of something that we want, something that's we want a certain way to do things. We have a certain way to do things.
Right.
And if I tell you this is how I want you to do it, then and you don't like that, and I'm like, well, you have to do that because this is your job.
All right.
Miranda.
Not even. Was that Miranda that said
Yeah,
that?
Miranda.
So, well, but now here's a discussion that goes into leadership, and something that I've learned a long time ago. You can tell somebody to do a job, and this goes because of the generations that we're dealing with in the workplace. You can tell someone to do a job all day long. That generation, though, is no longer leading the workforce. The generation of Y is leading is or what we call the millennials are who is who are the biggest influence in the workforce. They need to know why. It goes a lot further for them if you explain the why behind. You just tell someone to do it. That's our parents. Our parents' work generation was do it because this is the way it's been done. This is how it needs to go. The generation that's in the workforce now, if you give them the why, it drives them a lot further than just telling them this is how it's supposed to get done. So coaching them, giving them the here's why, here's how it's going to be effective, here's how, this, and this, you lay that out for them, it gives them a better workability to getting things done.
Yeah, I get that too. In some instances, I think it all depends on what type of job it is and what type of thing that you're doing. Because there are some times. What was the name of that movie that was with what's the lady? And I know her. We just watched it. With the bird nest. Sandra Bullock. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for our correspondence team.
Yes, all the way over
Sandra
there.
Bullock. There was a time in the movie where she instructed the kids to do something, and she needed them to do just that.
Right.
Sometimes, a lot of times, the why you'll come when you see the product of what's happening. There are some times when you can't explain all the time the why, especially when you're doing it from a loving place, or you're doing it from a structural place. If it's just because I said so and get out of my face, that's bullying. I said so, get out of my face. That's foul.
Right.
But if it's I need you to, when the clothes are done in the washing machine, I need them to immediately be taken out and put in the dryer.
And you feel like they don't have to give the why behind that?
And then it's like, but why?
Right, but why? Or you could just eliminate that, say the clothes need to come out of the washing machine and immediately in the dryer, because if you don't, they're going to have a stink or a smell or a stench, and you don't want that. See how that why got explained? Right there in that.
Yeah, I mean,
wait, before you do that, we got a couple comments that people that are chiming in real quick before we have to wrap this up. Michael King Franklin says people, mostly innocent little kids, are committing suicide behind bullying. So no, we can never be sensitive enough. And you're right, Michael. You are absolutely right. My heart goes out to that, to the kids who are being too sensitive. I really think it takes learning the kid, understanding where they are mentally, and being able to coach, teach, and direct them from there, with compassion and with empathy. Sarah Chika says there is such a difference between job and confidence versus job bully. Bully bosses demean and manipulate to get the job done. I agree. Absolutely. Yes. Kiki said, I agree. Angela says, El Bernard Jakes, I do not believe being a good leader should be confused with being a bully. It's not bullying, it is leadership. However, being a good leader also means to empower people by leadership and guidance, not necessarily by force. Jake says that's why consistency is key in management. Angela says teaching the whys leads to the buy-in. El Bernard has a follow-up question for me. As a manager, you are entrusted to be the chief servant. If someone on your team feels their way is the best way, but you are charged with giving the way and it conflicts, are you a bully because you exercise the fact that you're in charge? I'm gonna get back to that in just a quick second. And Elvin R. Jake says, right, Alfred. Cherie says the process needs to be understood. If the process understood, then you have a better opportunity of getting things complete the way that you actually requested. Absolutely. Sharice and I agree there too. So here's the thing, Bernard, it's not you're being a bully because you exercise the fact that you're in charge. However, how you exercise that charge can come off as bullying. And again, when we're in the generation of the millennials, right, the Ys, we're also in the generation, and this is why my question about are we too sensitive on them, we're dealing with the generation that everybody got a participation trophy. And what that's led to is we have a workforce of people who are working around their feelings, how you make them feel, how they feel when you tell them what it is that they need to do, how they feel while they're at work. And being that this is a candidate market, if they don't feel comfortable at their job, they can get up and go find another one anywhere. And you're at a loss in leadership. So for me, I personally think that if in the event I'm going to manage a team effectively, whether I know what the right way is or not, my job is for them to get to understand why me knowing the right way is the right way for them to get it done. However, you also have to be open to the fact that sometimes your team who are made up of intelligent individuals, hopefully if you put your team together, that they may have a better solution to get something done. There's so much technology that's out there, and I have to be the first to say that maybe the generation that I'm in, maybe it's just because I don't things, but those that are younger than us have some experience with technology that I'll never see, that I'll never know, that I don't have access to, but they do, and they may have a better way of getting something done. So the goal is for there to be a bit more of a buy-in by explaining the why, and if they have a better solution, let's try that solution and see what it does, versus me telling you this is how it needs to get done at the end of the day.
I get it. I hear you. And I respect your what do you call it? Your information. But there are some times.
Oh, but you said but. You weren't supposed to say but. You were just supposed to go right into it.
Yeah, that's your style.
That sandwiching is not working.
So here's my issue with that. there are times when you have to do things when you're doing things a certain way as a leader, and you're doing things a certain way because you know this is how it's going to be done, and it may be the structure of the for the company or for this okay, it may be a structure for this company, so you have to go ahead and do what the company says because the company says it. When you sign on that dotted line to do what the company says, you, you do that.
Just kind of like they do in Billions.
Yeah.
Bernard Jakes, I'm gonna wrap up with your last comment. Yes, they may have. However, Rick, it's important to seek first to understand and then to be understood before you call the person in charge a bully. You're right. I also take that same approach with in leadership. I seek first to understand my team before them being understood. But real quick, let's go with the if that were me. Thank you all so much for your comments. This was a
Yes.
great conversation.
'Cause we
I
gotta wrap
appreciate
it
it. But keep that going. Share this on your page as well as for the what would you do question of the night. What would you do if you found yourself in a situation of being bullied as an adult? What would you do? That's my question to you all tonight. Send your answers to color.full.circle@gmail.com. Go ahead and send your show topic ideas too as well. We'd love to hear from you on that. And if in the event you want to advertise your business, so you have a business that wants to get advertised, have them reach out to us, color.full.circle. That's FULL.circle@gmail.com. Make sure to check out this broadcast on under Intellectual Radio podcast on Apple Music, no, Apple iTunes, iTunes podcast,
Yes,
whatever it is,
iTunes, right.
iTunes, right? I can never get that one right. And that'll be it for. I thank you so much for watching.
Yes, we've had a wonderful time.
It was a
Continue
great
this
show.
discussion.
Share this
And
on
if
your
If it
page.
stays hot, we may go live tonight.
We might. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful night. Thanks for tuning in to IntellectualRadio.com. We'll see you next Monday here at 8 p.m.
I see you, baby. Get your shine on.